Eugene, the countdown's well and truly on. Has it been plain sailing, or have you encountered any speed bumps along the way?
No, to be honest, like early in the camp, there's some minor niggly injuries, and then they cleared up as the camp went on, and it's actually been really smooth. Yeah, sometimes when things go too smoothly, it's a little bit of a worrying sign, but no, we've had both Dan and Israel have had a nice, clean, injury-free camp, so it's been good.
And is Israel already landed over there?
Israel landed, yeah, last night, so he's just been resting, and then he'll do a light workout tonight just to get the body moving again and just get over the travel. He's with our wrestling coach over there at the moment, who'll put him through his paces. Yeah.
And it's a wind-up time for Dan. Has that been going well?
And yeah, and Dan's in the second to last week, which we kind of treat as you know, kind of your last hard week. So Dan's in the midst of that now. It's Wednesday, so he's got maybe 2 really hard workouts left, and yeah, that's part of the reason I stayed behind, just to wrap things up with him.
Now you're flying out. Last night we had a bit of a tornado through here.
Yeah.
Could have interrupted travel plans. Looks like things are going to be all right today, but yeah. One of the questions I wanted to ask you, what is your optimal time, or your minimum amount of time that you like to spend personally with a fighter before the big fight day?
Yeah, so optimally, and the whole time that they're overseas. Okay, so minimum being a day or so before, but optimally definitely a week, because you just want to be there to check up on everything and make sure everything's running smoothly, and you want to take as much weight off the fighter's shoulders as possible. And also, you know, when you're with a fighter, you're constantly monitoring them, not just physically but mentally. You're just trying to keep them in whatever state, so you just kind of want to be a shoulder for them to talk to, and sometimes they'll give you clues about where their mental state is, and then you can adjust like his mental state by kind of what sort of clues he's giving you in conversation, and you need to be there for that. Luckily, I'm blessed with like many experienced coaches around me, so in this particular instance, our wrestling coach, who's been to the Commonwealth Games, Olympic Games, is a very high level athlete, is with him and taking care of him, so that I'm able to stay with Dan for the majority of the last hard week for him. Then I fly tomorrow night. Yeah.
Now, I know that a lot of scrutinisation goes on between camps, and you would have looked at your opponent's last fights. From the last fight up until this one, and there's all the press stuff going on, yeah. Do you take any notice of that? Do you try and glean some information, maybe read between the lines, or to you is it just hype and maybe even a few red herrings thrown in there?
In terms of all the media that's been done, you know, for the fight, like in the last month or so since the fight got announced, especially all the social media and stuff, if it passes by my lap, then I might look at it, but otherwise I don't really look at it. What I'm more concentrating on is the last fight and just the previous fights. That's what I'm more concentrating on, and yeah, I kind of just reverse engineer everything from the last fight and go backwards. Then when I've gone through the fights, I start looking at the trainer, and then when I've gone through the trainer and looked at how the trainer operates and kind of looked into how the trainer, what the trainer's mentality is, then I start looking at his other key fighters, seeing if I can glean any other bits of information, and I just kind of start working my way back through that, while at the same time coming constantly back to the fights, rewatching everything, and then it's quite an exhausting process, but at the highest level it has to be done. There's no way around it. You can't avoid it.
Oh well, hey, thanks very much for your time, Eugene. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and I can't wait to be talking to you again after the fights, and you can tell us how the plan will come to fruition.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, Tony. Thanks for your support. Cheers.